Hey everyone, welcome back to Melody's 15 Years. We are on episode 9, and today we're going to talk about what was that first summer like and some other fun things that are going on in summer. So, this is going to be a very summer focused episode. We're technically still in May, but it's right around the corner. It's going to be here before we know it. So, welcome, Melody.
Thanks.
All right, so let's talk about that first summer. You had your plaque done in what month?
April, the end of April, April 21st, 2011.
Okay, so by May, how were things going?
Not that great. I was still having pain. I was still having problems sleeping. I was wearing an eye patch because the sunlight was intense. Um, I hadn't noticed that before I was diagnosed, I would squint a lot with my left eye. I would keep it closed a lot when I was in the sun. And then after the plaque, it kept going, and I thought, oh, this maybe there's some correlation to light sensitivity in that eye. So I did wear an eye patch for that reason, but I also wore an eye patch because I had really bad double vision. So it was making driving very difficult. Um, I'm, I don't even think I had really started driving very far yet because the double vision was bad. But sunlight was painful. It wasn't just I couldn't see, it was painful. So I kept my eye closed or patched a lot.
Which is great timing. And I hate to say great timing about something terrible, but great timing because we're going to talk about Eye Patch Day for just a minute. So, Eye Patch Day is in May. It moves. It's not always the same date. I think it's always, what is it, the third weekend,
Third
maybe?
Friday.
Third
Yeah.
Friday.
Third Friday
And
and into the weekend, yeah.
yeah, and it's a little confusing because it's Eye Patch Day, it's the third Friday, but yet it kind of goes Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's an all weekend thing. So we say Eye Patch
hmm
Day, but then we do it all weekend. So just FYI, it's an all weekend thing. So when was the first time that you heard about Eye Patch Day?
2000, when I looked back just recently, and in 2014 was when we brought it over. I believe Christine with Ocular UK started on the 2013. So I thought it was a great thing. And I thought, why are we not doing this in the United States? So we did it in 2013 was our first year. And it was a pretty good hit. People it resonated with a lot of patients and a lot of patient families because it was a way to kind of show support, but what it was meant for was for people to be challenged to wear an eye patch for a day and do normal activities to see what it's like living with just one eye or vision in just one eye, because the vision changes when it's monocular, just one eye. So everything kind of changes then. And when people wear an eye patch and they can only uh, use one eye, they kind of get a sense as to what we live with every day. So that was the initial reasoning behind Eye Patch Day.
Yeah, and it is quite the experience. Honestly, just putting it on and having something uncomfortable stuck to your face is annoying enough, much less the vision issues.
I had a really hard time when I was diagnosed because we didn't have eye patches like what we order now. You got them from the drugstore, and they were cone shaped, which is fine if you don't wear glasses. But if you wear glasses and you've got a cone, then your glasses are like this, and then it messes up the prescription in your good eye that you can see out of because your glasses are not aligned anymore. Because if you move your glasses, it messes up where your eye is seeing, and it messes up your vision. So it was extremely difficult to find a patch that would fit underneath your glasses, that was comfortable, and in the summertime they're extremely hot because they hold all that heat in, especially if you're trying to keep light out. So they are not comfortable. And I don't know if you remember, but it was, I think, around the first week of May. It was right after I was diagnosed and treated. We went to the Outer Banks for a family vacation with my sister and her family, and I couldn't get in the water. I couldn't get a lot of sand on me because they were worried of anything going in my eye because my eye was still pretty raw where they had taken out the stitches. It still was not it was not attractive. So, so I did wear an eye patch a lot, which was kind of fitting because we were on the Outer Banks, which is real pirate themed. So people just thought I was being funny wearing a pirate eye patch on my eye because I was in the Outer Banks. But I was really wearing it because the sand had to keep sand out, I had to keep the light out. My eye was still not doing well; it was still healing, and it was a different experience. Um, because I'm not. That's not usually who I am at the beach. I'm usually in the water, walking on the beach. I'm not just sitting under an umbrella observing. So it was kind of hard to get used to doing it differently.
So what you're saying is eye patches have come a long way.
They have come a long way. Yes, yeah, they're a lot more comfortable now.
Yeah, definitely. So that's very cool. It's cool to see progress being made in research and all of that, but even just something that sounds simple to someone who's not wearing the eye patch, but that all the, you know, ingenuity they're putting into eye patches because it is really a big deal when you're the one wearing it.
There's a bunch of people that are making them, hand making them, and they make them out of leather, and they make them really small. And they really, there's a lot of people doing a lot of things with eye patches right now, where you can get them decorated. Um, and I don't mean like how we decorate for eye patch day, but I mean very nicely, like leather tooled and painted, or some other kind of artwork on them, where they're really very pretty. And there's a lot of people. We've had her on our podcast, Carrie Unger Howard. She has her TikTok thing is eye patch proudly, and she does not cover her eyes. She does not wear a prosthetic. She wears eye patches, and she coordinates them with her outfit. So it, it's become much more acceptable. Maybe is even the right word, where people don't just think you're being silly. They think, "Oh, you've got a problem with your eye." When I did it, people thought I was just being funny and trying to make fun of pirates.
Right. So for that first summer, you had to wear an eye patch. What about, let's talk about sunglasses too.
Sunglasses were a big help as far as keeping the light out. But for me, sunglasses and I have a hard time because if they're very dark, I can't see because my eyes don't see in the dark. So I have some kind of a pupil reaction thing. So it's very difficult for me to wear sunglasses and see. But I had to wear sunglasses because the light was so strong. Even my good eye that was not affected would tear. I would get tears streaming down my face from the sun. So I had to wear sunglasses. So it was a kind of a love-hate relationship with it, but I needed them or else I just looked like I was crying all the time and I couldn't see. Or I had to have sunglasses on and then I couldn't really see. So it was just kind of a big mess. But I needed to have sunglasses on to protect my eyes, but also um, to shield the light because the light sensitivity was ridiculous. And if nobody has had light sensitivity, it's painful. It's not just annoying. I mean, some people will put on sunglasses. I can't stand the sunlight; it hurts my eyes. But there's a different level of hurt. And coming out of having plaque radiation, it was a painful, someone stabbing me with a fork in the eye pain. And it was not tolerable. So sunglasses were an absolute must.
How long did that last?
Probably 3 months for me. It lasted about 3 months. And then I slowly kind of weaned myself and I still had light sensitivity for quite a few years. And I think I was probably around 4 or 5 years out when I finally could just not have to wear sunglasses outside anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we talked about eye patch day. So let's talk real quick about sunglasses day because that's coming up in June. That's next month.
Yeah.
So we are going to do a sunglasses contest because our tagline for sunglasses day this year is awareness looks good on everyone. So tell us a little bit about what is the point of sunglasses day? Where did that come from?
Sunglass Day is a national day that we just found. It wasn't anything that we made. It was something that the eye industry made. And it's a day to promote sunglass awareness, why you need sunglasses, why you should wear them, why children should wear them. Um, Growing up in Arizona, we use sunglasses for fashion statements, not for actual shielding our eyes from the sun, which is kind of silly. But I didn't grow up wearing sunglasses. It just wasn't a thing that we did. You know, if we wanted to look cool for a day, we might put on some sunglasses, but it was not. It was not something that was common. Um, but so it's to promote wearing sunglasses for eye safety, eye health. Um, People have gotten the surface of their eyes sunburned. It's very painful. If you have ever gotten your eyelid sunburned, that's also very painful. And it does happen. There was Anderson Cooper a few years ago was talking about having getting his eyeballs sunburned. I believe it was Anderson Cooper, and people started talking about getting skin cancer on your eyes. It's like you can't get skin cancer on your eyes. It's two different things. But you can get ocular melanoma on the surface of your eye, which is conjunctival melanoma, and that is known to be caused by sunlight. So you want to protect your eyes because not only could you get cancer on the surface of your eye, but on your eyelids. There's a lot of people get squamous or basal cell, not to mention melanoma on their eyelids, and that's some painful surgeries to get that taken care of. It's not fun. And I don't think there's enough awareness about that, about how sun damages your eyes. People think, oh, it only damages and gives me wrinkles. It's so much more than that. If you need to shield your eye from the sun rays because it's not good for your eyes. Sunlight also causes cataracts. So anything you can do to cover your eyes, you're better off.
Yeah, and sometimes it's hard when it's so hot. I feel like when I put sunglasses on, like the bridge of my nose starts sweating, and then I just want to take them off. And it's a commitment to wear those things sometimes. And I know people that are like just they live in them and they're like, "Oh, I can't take them off." And I'm not that person. I have a very hard time because I feel like you, I'm in the dark and I can't see, and then I feel like my face is sweating and I'm like, "I hate it."
No, it's terrible. And for those of us that sunglasses are hard, you can get a UV coating on your regular lenses. My lenses have a UV coating, so I feel like I've at least done a little bit of something. But sunglasses are hard, and I wish I could be that person that could wear them all the time. And I encourage you to start young. If you have children, get them started young because everything that you grow up with becomes normal. Way back in the day, sunscreen wasn't normal either, and we all had glowing tans, and we thought we were so healthy, and we didn't realize what we were doing then. But we have awareness now, so now we know that you need to protect your eyes from the sun.
That's true. And just to add real quick, you can also get the UV tint in contacts.
Good. I did not know that. That's great.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta protect them.
Absolutely. And I do try to stay in the shade and wear hats when I'm not wearing sunglasses. So there's also the other layers that we can do in addition to our sunglasses. Hats and sunglasses and shade obviously would be the best scenario. That's not always possible.
Yeah, not always, but um,
Yeah.
staying out of the sun as much as possible is the best thing to do. But it's just not practical for a lot of people. And there's a lot of people that are very sports-minded. Outdoor activities are a big thing, and sunglasses. It's kind of hard to play football in sunglasses, but they're coming out with, they're giving them goggles now and all kinds of things that are like, wow, this is crazy. But I think more people are taking eye health and eye safety more seriously, which is a really good thing. And there's just another layer of Sunglass Day adds to it, is to remind people that sunglasses aren't just a fashion statement, that sunglasses have a function, but you have to make sure you have the proper polarized sunglasses, and you have to have a sufficient UV rating on them, a coating to keep the sun out. Wearing the $3 glasses that you get from the grocery store probably aren't going to give you the best protection.
Yes, you want UVA and UVB. And I know that because I just recorded a podcast with Dr. Christy Wynn that'll be out the first week of June, where we talk all about sun safety for eyes. And that was one of the things she said. Spoiler, you want UVA and UVB on your sunglasses and polarized. If you can have all three of those, that's your perfect combination. Which I
Yeah,
didn't
well,
know. I thought that polarized just made it like look better, but it doesn't.
it does do that, but it does other things too. It
Right.
keeps eye strain too, because things are crisper. You don't strain your eyes.
Yeah, and she was talking about how it reduces glare, which is helpful too. So it actually is a healthy thing to have it polarized. Where I just thought it was like, ooh, it looks prettier. So you learn something
But
new
they don't
every
tell
day.
you that. Yeah,
No.
that's why we do a Sunglass Day campaign, to tell people this stuff, because you just don't know.
Right.
You say, "No, these are cool. They're $5. I think I'll buy them." I mean,
Yeah.
that was me. That's what I did. Oh, I'm gonna lose them anyway, so I'm just gonna pay $5. Yeah,
So
which I
that's
might as well
me.
do.
Yeah. I buy the cheap ones because I'm going to scratch them or lose them. Or as girls, I don't know if guys do this, but girls, we like to match our clothes. So we need like 10 pairs in all the colors. So, maybe we just splurge on some nice black ones and we get a nice case and we just be a little more careful.
Yeah, well, and for people who wear glasses and don't want to constantly change them, there are transitions
Yeah.
that the way the lens darken and lighten, that some people do like that, but they're not usually effective in driving, because the windshield of your car has a UV protector on it. So
Mm.
your sunglass, your transition, or whatever brand name those would be, don't change
Yeah.
in the car, which I didn't know that until I was with somebody that was complaining that their glasses wouldn't change in the car. And
Yeah. I wouldn't have known that either. That's interesting. Okay, so we got
yeah,
a lot of new options in eye patches. We got a lot of new options in sunglasses and sun protection. I also like, speaking of sun protection, umbrellas are getting more popular for UV. They have the specific UV umbrellas, and
mm-hmm.
they're smaller. They're not the huge rain ones. I got one of those when we went on a trip to Disney and Universal with the kids, and it was really nice when you're standing in those long lines to just pop up an umbrella, and we would all huddle under that thing, and it was so nice. So I like that that's not weird to have an umbrella in the sun. Like more people are
Yeah.
doing it.
I think not just eye safety, but skin safety. There's a lot of research about skin cancer, that they're telling people stay out of the sun. Don't be a sun worshiper. I don't sit out in the sun like I used to. I do think that with the push for good sunscreen, good moisturizers, good uh, practices of staying out of the sun is a good thing, because it causes so much damage just with squamous cell, basal cell. I mean, those are still tough skin cancers to mess with. And then you add the melanoma layer on top of it, and then the aging layer on top of that. And the best thing to do is try to stay as protected from the sun as possible for all parts of your body. They say that for men, melanoma on their scalp is the most, their scalp and I think their back are the two places that they get it the most. And people don't usually think about getting skin cancer on your scalp.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we've talked a lot about sun protection and what to do, but for those who are just diagnosed or just treated and summer's looking a little different, what do you say to them?
Different's good. It might be different, but still go do it, because you don't want to let this disease take so much from you. So I can't enjoy the beach like I used to, but I still go and I still enjoy the beach in a new way. And it's still my place. It's still something I love to do. Um, my eye is healed. It doesn't matter, but the sun is hard, and maneuvering when you have one eye walking in sand is a challenge for me. So sometimes that is, I don't do the long walks on the beach like I used to. Uh, but find something that is still a part of what it is you used to enjoy. You know, if maybe you can't run anymore, well, maybe you walk, but don't let it take precious things from you. Go out, make memories. They're just going to be a little bit different. You just alter it so that you're still doing what you have always loved to do. You're just finding a new way to maybe enjoy it in a way that might fit your lifestyle right now.
That's so important, I think. In so many aspects of life, even just aging, we have to find new ways
Hmm.
to do things. And I think you're spot on. It's important to remember to find the joy and find the things you love. And if you have to tweak it, you tweak it. And if you have to
Hmm.
do it a little differently, it's better than to not do it at all.
Yeah, because I mean, just the world in general anymore is hard. Um, if you don't have your joy, you get depressed and it's sad, and you sit in the house, and that's no fun. Go out, go do things. Even though you're outside, you know, if you don't want to be in the sun or the sun hurts your eyes, walk in the morning, walk in the evening. You know, if you love to swim, you can swim at night. You can swim indoors. There's things you can still do to still enjoy that and still make memories with your family. Still go on vacation. Vacation's really good. But you just might have to tweak what you do. Like you carry an umbrella, wear a hat. I've never been a hat person, but now when I'm at the beach, I wear a hat. A big old floppy hat, the biggest hat I can find. And I might look silly, but I wear a big old hat because that's important to me now. But I also, it's not about what other people think of me. It's about making sure that I'm comfortable and that I'm safe and I'm doing all the right things for me, but I'm still enjoying the activity that I've always loved.
And you know what's funny? We've talked about this before, I'm sure, about how, when you feel like people are judging you, they're not, they don't even care about you. It's probably when you're wearing that giant floppy hat and you feel silly. I bet you there's 10 women looking at you going, God, I wish I could pull that hat off like her. And every single one of you could. You just think you can't. But then when you see someone
Well,
else
that's
do it, you
true.
think, wow, look at her in that
That's
big
true.
hat. I want to be like that. But, then we get
Yeah.
self conscious and nervous. And so, yeah, just do it. Wear the big hat, wear the eye patch, wear the crazy colors, wear whatever you want. And yeah, live and don't worry about what people are thinking because they're either admiring you or they're worried about their own insecurities,
That's
I
true.
find.
That is true. Yeah. Uh, and if people are confident in what they're doing, nobody pays any attention to them. And even if they're not so confident, you can fake it for a day. Um, I I'm not a bathing suit person, but I still, if I'm at the beach and the waves aren't too big and I'm still comfortable, I'll go in like up to my between my ankle and my knee. But I have since since my diagnosis, I have gotten knocked down by a wave or two, and I think, oh my God, here this old fat lady's stumbling around in the surf, and nobody is even paying a bit of attention to me, and I'm like, I could have drowned, nobody would have known, because nobody's cared that I was tumbling in the surf. Like,
They just
yeah,
thought
so
you
it's
were
kind
living
of
your best life over there.
right. It's like I could use some help, uh, but they didn't care, and that was fine. And it worked out, and it's fun, and I don't care that I got knocked down in the surf. It was great, but um, I try to avoid that as much as possible. But sometimes stuff just happens. So give yourself some grace.
Right. And a tip for anyone who gets knocked down in the waves, don't fight it, just float on your back. Just
Yeah,
starfish and go straight on your back. It'll carry you up where you need to go. But if you fight it, you're going to go down again and again and again, and you're going to look silly. So float on your
sometimes
back.
you tumble. Sometimes you got to roll a few minutes to get to the back, but that's
That's
okay.
true. That's true. But when you try to stand up and it keeps knocking you down, just go flat on your back. It'll wash you right up to shore. Don't ask me how I know.
Yeah. Well, I have to say that those reels on social media where they show the people going falling back down, getting up, falling back down, I do laugh at those because they are funny.
They
And
are.
and I know that if I fall down, people are probably laughing at me, and that's okay because I don't care if people laugh at me anymore because I'm laughing at myself. So laugh along.
Well, you're just bringing someone some joy, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Well, I fall down a lot, so it's kind of funny. I don't get worried about it. It's like, oh, there I go again. You know, stand
Yeah.
back up
And
and keep going.
Better to fall into the water. At least it's a softer landing.
Yeah, for sure. But I just think that sometimes we take ourselves too seriously. I know looking back over 15 years, I took myself way too seriously for way too long. I even took this eye cancer, ocular melanoma so seriously. It's a very serious disease. I don't mean to make light of it, but it no longer defines me and what I do and my day-to-day life. It's just a kind of a something I live with, a chronic thing that I have, but I can't let it take any more from me than it's taken. I had to realize enough is enough, and you have a life to live, and nobody owes you anything. Don't You can't rely on your family and friends for only so long, because it's not fair to them. They didn't ask for it, and when you're not brave enough to do something for yourself, or you're not able to do something for yourself, when you constantly rely on somebody else, that you're taking their joy away from them. If you won't go on a vacation or go do something fun outside because you're afraid, you're taking that away from your family and your friends that are around you that want to go do fun things with you. So don't let it take more than it's already taken, because it's not fair to you, your friends, and your family. That's kind of my mantra lately is, don't, you can do it. You can do anything.
Absolutely. I agree. You can do anything. And as long as you have that attitude, you will find a way to do it. So I think that's a great way to end this episode. We've talked a lot about summer. So we hope you guys have a wonderful summer. I hope you have big vacation plans, even if that just means having a barbecue in your backyard. If it's something
Hmm.
exciting that's going to bring you joy, I hope that you have something wonderful to look forward to and you have a fantastic summer. And we will see you guys all next episode.